what you said. That is exactly where it started. But we got to move on to our next subject. And I know that I'm passed out our shot glasses. So everybody got a shot? Okay. So Amber is finna. So what we do, you guys, in our live shows is we play a game called Never Have I Ever. Okay? And if you never had, you're supposed to take a shot. Now the shot is yours, so you can take it. But we want you to take it if you never had. Okay? So Amber's gonna take it away with the Never Have I Ever.
All right. So this one is
No.
No, Montana explained it wrong. Okay, so if you have done it.
Oh, I'm sorry. You've done
You
it.
have done it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm on my deep eddy. I'm sorry.
all right. So this one is listen up. This one is never have I ever taught a tradition to my children that I've been taught.
Never have I ever taught a tradition to my
Yes,
child
never
that
have I
I've
ever
learned.
never have I ever taught my children a tradition I've been taught. If you have a tradition,
If you have,
but
you
you
take a
didn't
shot.
teach your children that, never.
If you have traditions and you're not teaching them to your kids, take a shot.
You need to take a shot.
Take your shot.
Not passed on to your children.
Y'all don't pass on traditions? Oh, man.
Somebody lying up in the.
You said the tooth fairy. Okay, well y'all take y'all shot. We finna go on. And take that shot.
Yes.
What you say? Oh, miss, okay. This is Bree's mama. I gotta tell y'all that. This is Bree's mama. Okay.
Hey, mama.
Okay, first of all, I just know that's not true because there's things that I was taught that I definitely did not teach my children. All that craziness about a black cat crossing the street, hell no. Cross the street if you see anything but a car. So I know there's some stuff that y'all didn't pass on to your kids because there's a lot of things that I was taught that I refuse to tell my children.
What did you pass on to us? That's the question.
What did I? What he said?
He said you passed on niggas ain't shit. What did you pass on to Bree?
No, I never passed on that. No, I didn't pass that on. But I passed a lot of things on to my daughter. Trust and believe that. Give
us one.
You want one, Bria?
Just one. That you pass.
Man, we want
Be
one.
nice.
Be
Please.
nice.
She trying to be nice, Bree. She
Hold on, it take that long to be nice.
She needs to think about that. So before we move on to the next thing, I just wanted to share with you guys our results from our poll question, and I just want to ask y'all: generational curses real or are they learned behavior?
I think they are real.
So let me get a show of hands if you think they are real. Let's see the cards. Put the cards up. How about that? If you think they are real. Okay, so we don't have that many people think they real. So put a card up if you think they are learned behaviors.
Okay.
Okay. Ooh.
Can we do
So
my
y'all-
people next? The one that's 50-50.
I think it's real, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. Just real quick, because I know Montana looking at me crazy. I think it's real. I know this one girl I went to high school with, and we know, like, she was adopted, okay? And we know for sure that she was adopted, right? She didn't know her biological parents, and she didn't act like anything like the parents that adopted her. However, she was crazy like the biological ones, and she had traits that were just like them.
Biological.
Yeah, that's something totally different.
But she's saying that's her.
That's generational.
That's in their DNA. You can't.
Wait a minute.
That's generational.
Nurture, and I guarantee you will always win. Nature will always win.
Exactly.
Nature.
Exactly. But it's generational because
Okay, let me give you a born with 11 fingers. That's a generational curse.
Hold on. No, that's
You talking
talk about generational curses. So most of the time, people look at generational curses as bad things that happen to you. So like you can't get a job, or you're bouncing from job to job, or you're living on a low income. However, alcoholism. These are things you see growing up, so they become the norm to you. This is why it's so important to get out of this circle or this sphere that you have in your so-called communities and neighborhoods. Get out of that and explore the world, so then you can see how the rest of the world lives. The generational curses comes from, and they call them curses, but it's not a curse. It's learned behavior that's continued to be put upon generation after generation because you don't educate yourself.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Some of this biology.
So what does the poll say?
Oh, we had 50 people that took the poll, y'all. 25 people said they are real. I'm sorry, we had 48 people. 25 people said they are real. 23 people said it's a learned behavior. Okay, well, let's talk to you, okay?
Well, because where I came from, my dad shot my mom and killed himself, and for a lot of years, was like the generational thing, but I turned my life around. I'm a successful RN, a registered nurse, and you know.
Okay, so she basically says she comes from a background of family violence, and that she turned her life around. She said because she's not doing that what she was in the home.
That's something I was thinking about, that type of generational curse, because I've dated some women, and I'm like, when I meet their mothers, I'm like, that's where she get this shit from.
Yeah, but that's... Hold on.
Her daughter is a valedictorian in every school she went to.
So what Hendrix is saying.
So she broke the curse.
Right, I break the curse. That's what we got to...
She broke the curse.
Listen to... Hold up, everybody. Again, as Hendrix stated, if you come from a house of poverty where all you know is a certain thing, if it's being on government assistance, you're seeing your mama doing it, you're seeing your grandparents doing it, you're seeing all you see. Living, that's all you know. It's learned. That's not a curse. That's learning what you know. So you can't think of where you never from. Anybody hasn't shown you other than already around. So I will go back to what Hendrix, who is the co-host of Man Gas, is saying. That's not a curse. That's what you learn. If I come from a family of nothing but successful lawyers, if I come from nothing but successful living, I'm expecting it more than likely that's what I'm going to grow up to, because
I believe people are a product of their environments. Good or yes, no.
Wait, let me play devil's advocate right quick. What about the... Wait, hold on. I stopped for you.
Like, I just feel like a lot of the time, the kids in those households, they be the serial killers. I don't think that's true. I don't.
No, wait, hold on, watch this.
A lot of the time, like these rich people that grow up with these lawyers, these doctors, a lot of the time, they don't necessarily end up as like just like their parents. Sometimes they end up worse off.
Right,
they end
that
up on the
happens.
streets just like the kids with the worst household.
That's the exception.
And so.
And what your statement is saying is that's no different than the rose that grows up from the community.
Yeah.
Do you read minds, man?
In school that we came in at Brown, and even at Kemba High School, a brother who grew in the hood won the highest SAT scores. He was on drugs.
Yeah.
Nothing other than the environment that he grew up in.
Exactly.
Money that doesn't automatically give you success.
Let's get these comments because we have so. No, you good.
Just real quick. So I don't like stereotypes. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. So when it comes down to being able to see stuff in a household or to not see stuff in a household, everything's a choice. So if you have two twin brothers that literally have seen their mother and father fighting all the years, one may be, fighting, and the other one, he does not want to make that choice. He does not want to do that to his family because he saw it growing up. So me being who I am, I did not see entrepreneurship. That's something that I discovered outside of my household. So it's not something that you just learn all day, and it may or may not be a curse, but it's going to have to be a division between it.
Okay, we got more coming. Thank you.
One more, and then we're going to go to Kimbo.
I think it's both a curse and a learned thing. I have a cousin on my mother's side of the family. He told me, which broke my heart, that on his mother's side of the family, they have 8 generations of people who lived in the projects, on welfare, never made it out the projects. However, his father's side of the family, which is my mom's side of the family, everyone's pretty much successful. And we were, even though they didn't have a lot of money, we were exposed to certain things. So environment is a key factor. What you expose your children to can determine how they process and what their perception on things are. Like, I saw my mother got on drugs, but me and my brothers never touched drugs.
Exactly.
Because that was something I despise, hearing her voice slur. If I hear somebody's voice slurring, it irks me. You know what I mean? And, we have quite a few people in our family that are successful. But then when I look at my cousin's mother's side of the family, I'm like, you said something earlier that is so prevalent. How can they know if they never was taught? Because my thing is, how to stay in that depressed situation year after year, decade after decade, family member all the way down the line to the babies. But if they don't know nothing else, never seen nothing else, my mother used to take us to eat out in Beverly Hills. Now, I don't know how she was affording all this stuff. Whatever, her game was on, whatever. I'm glad she exposed us to different.
It's on.
Is it? Oh,
yes, there you go.
Sorry. Exposed us to different things because we know how to relate to from people who are poor to rich people, and I'm glad she did that because I think everybody needs.
What's up, Kimbo?
That's what I wanted to say. Like she said, she hates stereotypes. That was kind of my point because we fall for this stuff like step on the crack, bake your mama back. It's just stuff that we was taught at a time when we were really, really oppressed. And a lot of this stuff get passed on to generations. And somebody needs to say, hey, man, stop. Enough is enough. Like, this is not who we are. This is not what we do. Cause like, I got friends who in the NFL right now grew up in the same circumstances I was. Mama was on drugs, no dad in the house, none of that. But they made a decision amongst themselves. Man, I got to do better, bro. I don't want to go to the pen. I don't want to be in jail. I don't want to leave my mama out here like that. But it's on you and your education, not a school education. It's your life education. You know what I'm saying? It's like people don't understand. A lot of times, it's somebody you come into in life, man, that sparks something in you that make you want to do better. It might not even be a family member sometimes. And like a lot of times we blame the parents for it, but I'm going to give this little example. Like, I remember somebody telling their child, I'm going to punish you, take your stuff, I'm going to whoop you because you getting D's and F's in school. So some told me to ask them, let me see your transcript. So we got people that put standards on their kids to be all this great when they wasn't shit in life. So you gotta be realistic with yourself. So start your child, let your child know your honesty. Your facts. Don't lie to your kid. Let them know, hey man, I made some mistakes. I messed up, but let's stop with me. Like let's all this stupid stuff stop with me. Like I did wrong. I got 3 kids in college to be doctors. Right now, 3 daughters at TWU. Graduate this year. To me, That's a hell of an accomplishment. Because but at a certain point in life, I told myself, bro, it gotta be more to life than just hustling and buying cars and jewelry and having kids out of them. Like, it gotta be more to life than this.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Kimbo. I just want to say, Miss Tanya said she did not let y'all know that that cousin that had that 8 generational curses, he broke it. So we hear that. One more comment and then we go to our next segment. All right.
I'm long-winded. I'll keep it short. Only thing I say is that generationally, I think one thing that we fail at is the support system for that individual that decides to break the curse. The negative group always has a support system. We all smoking, we all rolling, we all doing it. But when I decided to go to college at 50, when I decided to not to raise a child on my own and teach them how to speak multiple languages, we don't have a support system. I think we need to really be accountable for those who step outside of the generational curse or generational box and support one another. Because if a family of 8 has 2 people that stepped out, the family across the street might have 1. That makes 3 of us. But if I'm by myself trying to step out on my own, God and I can do it. But it's just easier if you're there too and we're there together. Because we do bad stuff together. Why can't we do the good stuff together?
I agree 100% with that.
We're gonna keep it moving. Okay, so the next segment real quick that we're gonna keep it moving with is called Hating on My Glow Up.
Before y'all finish, do y'all know what glow up is? Nah, I get cute.
Ain't that when you in that glow in the dark?
Really? Because
no clue.
We did not know what up is.
No clue.
Tell me what a glow up is.
Okay, so a glow up is, you know how you go back and you look at your elementary picture and your ponytail was probably cockeyed and smiling all crazy, and then you got like them glamour shots pictures and you on it and popping and everything. That's part of your glow up, but outside of the physical, your glow up is when you ascend from a lower vibrational place and you ascend to that higher vibrational place, and you step into your higher self. And whether it's voluntarily or involuntarily, you shitting on everybody that was the naysayers and all of that, you know. So that's what a glow up is. So you know, I like the in that type of instance. I might be all the way to the top of my glow, you know, my glow up, but I'm on the way.
But they
time I have a segment that called Glowing Up, I will not look for no glow worms on Google. Because listen, I thought they said blow up. You know, like, you know, you blow up when somebody hating you, you blow up. You know, but you know, glow up.
It's the same thing.
But you know,
the same thing.
See, get the Mary J. Blige meaning, so I love all that. That's what's up. So let me tell you. So what I decided to do, since we were supposed to come up with 3 points per segment, I'm gonna see if I can do my 3 points. But I'm gonna see if I can do with like a couple comments in the middle. So let's gonna start real quick with professionally, and this is to all the ladies. All the ladies. I'm fixing to start some shit. That's my job. Oh no, man! Well, you know I'm on a panel this time, man. You all right? Come on. Okay, so here we go, ladies. Why does it seem as if most ladies hate on their fellow sisters anytime that they get a promotion or any kind of new business is launched? It's always big against little, dark against light, or as if you don't like one at all. So wig against wig, wig against wig, against blonde. Okay, I want to know what it is. Okay, true. What is it? Come on, talk to me.
It may be because I'm not that person. I always congratulate, compliment, but I think it's an insecurity within themselves.
Thank you.
Of where they want to get to, but can't. So I feel better by putting you down because I can't get there. Instead of saying how you do it.
Okay,
you help me out.
So let me ask you. So where does that come from? If you say that, you know, if it's a lack of insecurity, where does the insecurity come from? If everybody is, baby, praise your sister, praise your brother. Somebody got to be hating somewhere. So it can't
be just insecurity all the
Just
time.
insecurity coming
Come
from
on,
everywhere.
sis.
But like she said earlier, that comes from your mama. You can see your mama hating. You can see your mama hating on that girl.
Oh my.
Say that.
Surely she got that man.
Won't gonna say that.
What you do in front of your child is
She said
so
your mama hate.
important, and people don't realize this. People don't cherish this. You don't realize that what you put in front of your child, like she said, is generational. It is forever. You can break them curses if you do something different in front of your child. Insecurity is not something that just comes from within. It is something that is built. It is from you going to school and those white boys telling you, oh, your hair looks kind of funny. Oh, whenever you come in here, what your hair, you got as much hair as me on your arms, under your arms. These things, it comes from other people telling you things and you not having that support system, like other people said, to build you up. Whatever other people are breaking you down. So, it's
Well, let me ask you this. Now, I get that because that's cute. But my thing is, that's real cute. But the thing is, it's like, even with the insecurity, it's like, for example, women do their best friends like that. And so my thing is, it's like, if you supposed to be my home girl, if you supposed to be my ride or die, my sis, my, you know, anything like that, you watch my kids, I watch your kids, you feed my kids, I feed your kids, type deal. It seemed like that when something happened, all of a sudden, well, you know what? You know, she got it, but you know, that was supposed to be me, or you know, she got it because I suggested for her to do it. I mean, that just can't come from just an insecure. Right here, listen. I want to listen. Teach me.
To both of the ladies' points, it's both insecurity, jealousy, lack of confidence. It's a whole lot of things. You know, I mean, she could be my sister, and I might be looking at her and saying, her hair looks good, but it would look better on me. Why am I saying that? When she's rocking it. So it really does take more energy to be negative than it just to be a positive and just give the sister a compliment and move on.
Okay, now let's move on real quick.
Share something, Q? I want to share something.
Yeah.
This, I may be jumping the gun on this because I know we're going to be talking about black economics, but to her point. So, you know, I have some business friends, and I know a particular person who sells hair bundles. Okay? They're all over, right? Her best friend wears hair bundles. But her best friend does not buy hair bundles from her. You know why? Because she said, that bitch ain't gonna get rich off of me. Okay, you tell me.
Not getting to the truth. Curious. Montana got to the root of it, and I say it all the time. Anybody that speaks to me that know who speaks business, that is the problem. It's because, see, to everybody, I'm just Steven who has a radio show. I'm not Boss Hog because I haven't blew up yet. I'm just regular. Everybody on my show is just true. Now, to me, I'm doing things, but to regular people, it's no different than your story. We see it all the time in business. I do business. How many people in here are my electricity? I provide electricity to. How many people in here? Because at the end of the day, that is at the root of it. Why give you? Because not that I get money or not, you worry about that you're supporting me and my money goes to you. We give it to Reebok, we give it to Nike, we give it to everybody else because see them, we don't see them and know them personally. But if I'm going to get and get of me, the mic is that those same people and let me tell you how I handle that situation. It's called reciprocity.
Sean is about to have a connection. What you
truly believe that. People, they want to take from their community, but they don't want to give back to the community. I said this earlier this morning when we were talking about the ripple effect. That doesn't affect me over there because I'm not there. But yes, it does, because that will trickle back down to you. The same goes out. So if you want to expect others to help you, you have to put forth yourself to help others. Point blank.
Come in. But to what you were talking about glow up is, and what Montana was stating was that again, why are we hating on each other's glow up? Because my friend doesn't support me. Since I was, I have a significant other who doesn't lift me up, it's sideways because see, you come up. Instead of us together. So let me. Because I was gonna say, well, to add to what you said, would it be that sometimes that women don't trust what other women do because you do know them? Because sometimes I'm sorry, women scandalous. I'm sorry, y'all can. My thing is, y'all can be cheating on your husband with somebody and he'll never know it. So it's not like. It's not like that, what I'm saying is that what does it mean that a person don't trust what you say that you can do? Because if you say that, hey, I got a business and I want you to invest in my business. Hold on, wait. But a photographer is going, boy. Come on. Go. I want to listen to what he's saying. Okay, let's get some of these. Wait,
watch this. And what everybody is saying right now all ties into what we've been talking about earlier. So if you ain't each other, then why you about the white man and this and this and that, and you ain't even building up your own? And then for the women, on the women's side, if you are smarter, you got more money than us, backbone of the community, y'all should be the first ones to be investing in each other because y'all outnumber us, everything. So you should be the first one to say, girl, I got you, let's do this, and let's get these men up to par.
Ooh, this just...
I got you.
Yeah, we move on.
Okay, I just want to say to the gentleman who brought it up, I heard someone say, yell out that, first of all, it wouldn't be your friend. And which would be true. If you have a friend that is not supporting you and you have a business or you're trying to do something and they don't support that, then you need to really reevaluate your circle of friends. And then and the gentleman is correct. It does go back to what we were discussing in the beginning about community. We can't be a community, again, just like he said, if we don't try to support one another. And we also all need to realize that my glow up may not be the same as your glow up because we all have different things that we bring. Maybe it's meant for you to be an entrepreneur. It's not meant for me. But whatever it is meant for me, I think that we ought to get to the point to where we start trying to focus on what is it meant for me to do and stop looking at somebody else thinking, oh, well, I don't have that. It may not be meant for you to have that, but you still should be supportive if you're a true friend.
Let's have a tempo real quick.
Okay, hold on. We got listen, shout out to my boy Ty, he here selling his books on the other side. He over here because he want to say something.
Come on. All right.
Yeah, I just want to piggyback off of the whole support thing. We have been conditioned to not trust each other. So when we look at each other doing business, we only celebrate when we look at them and we think that they're successful. But on their way up, we criticize or we give them the side eye because we don't trust. And we fear. We have fear that my dream will be deferred if your dream comes true. And we don't understand the concept that it's enough for us to eat. People say that all the time, but people really don't believe that. Just because I have a business and you have a business don't mean that I can't support you. And we always got to look at there are different ways of support. So sometimes in the black community, the best way that we need to start supporting is not down talking each other, because we are so quick to do that.
Absolutely.
We're so quick to do that. I see people all the time. They'll go to a black establishment and they say, "Oh, I had bad service, blah blah blah." They'll get on social media. Next thing you know, they got 100 likes and 50,000 comments. Everybody say, "Oh yeah, that's terrible, that's terrible." And I'll say, have you ever been to McDonald's and had bad service? Have you ever been to Walmart and had bad service? Have you been to Target? So just like you can go to any other business and have a bad experience, you can have that bad experience with a black business. Why, when we experience that with each other, we feel like that we have to broadcast it to the world and we down talk each other? There's enough room for all of us. There's enough, and we can say this. I am an alumni of the Afterparty. This woman opened up her doors, gave me an opportunity to come in. I was there 2 years.
Amen.
And when I departed, I didn't know what I was gonna do. I was inspired to go into and do radio, something that I never thought I was gonna do, other than doing a show. So now I run a radio station. It is so funny that people ask me about me and Montana's relationship, and I said, we good. She gave me an opportunity, and I will always be forever grateful for that. My station, her station, we're not in competition with each other. We're not in competition. We are on different platforms, and I respect her as a businesswoman, and I would never say anything against her name, against her station, against anything, because I want to see her successful. I came from this, and for me, I look at it as everybody that's a part. If I come from this tell you what the platform that she created. If you start something and people are growing from what you planted, it just makes you stronger. So the people that come behind me, they say, wow, he was with her and now he's doing this. Oh, I can get with her and maybe I can do that. Right. That's how we gotta support each other, and we always gotta be. We just gotta have each other back. We talked about this earlier, that we need to get together and do some things. We can't be scared that our success is gonna affect somebody else's, because and at the end of the day, exactly. So I just wanted to say that y'all having good conversation. I've been walking over here. All right, it's like,
give it up for her. Let's move on. Okay, still hating on your glow up. I'm trying to get that in my brain. Okay. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about personally. So let me give you an example. How many of you guys, gainfully employed, have your own business, that good thing and all this kind of stuff, but every time you turn around, it's somebody in your family always trying to keep you in the same position that they saw you glow up from? So what do you guys...
Example. I mean,
let me give you an example. Let's just say that I come from a house of 4 people. It's two siblings. You got your mama and your daddy, but your brother ain't no good, but you all right. And let's just say that I go ahead and I graduate from college and I do whatever, or let's just say I just become successful in whatever I do, but my brother is not as good. He decides to lay up on this behind. He lays up on mama, he lays up on daddy. But the moment that you glow up, it's like, well, you think you better than me, or can I have this? Can you loan me this?
You know what? I'm sorry. I feel like people still see you as the person that they knew back then. Right. And then sometimes, it's either that situation or me and you started at the same place. You done went further, and now I'm hating on that because I'm not where you at.
Or what about when your parents try to hold you accountable for making their dreams come true through you? Because it happens all the time. You will have like, okay, well, I used to model back in the day, but then when you get your Gucci cover, it's like, well, you don't forget what home is. Don't forget who gave you that face. Yeah, so let's talk about that real quick. We're talking about personally hating on your glow. We got a comment over here. We got some comments. I want to talk about personally.
Okay, I'm going to keep it short, y'all. Okay, I'm 50. I'm just going to throw it out there. I'm 50 and I was single for almost 20 years. I enjoyed it, I'm gonna be honest. But I ran into Mr. Renaissance 1965 over here. So I got engaged. Same time got engaged, left my career in HR for 27 years where I was not successful. I was mediocre, ain't got no coins. So I decided I'm gonna do my own thing. Now I'm an entertainment business manager. I have like 8 clients. Mama starts writing me a list. The yard need fixing, the garage done broke, da-da-da-da-da. Mind you, my mother and father didn't raise me. My grandmother did in Oak Cliff. So now I'm a child now, but before I was never a daughter. Before I was that other person with the brown bag. You know, you too brown, your hair nappy gone, your back strong, get one of them jobs because you're not smart enough. So now my family at this point, I'm getting a lot of flack on my glow up, as y'all say, and y'all know I'm learning, right? That I'm engaged to a man. How dare you be engaged at 50? Are you serious? Now I'm back in school. I got accepted at the Los Angeles Film School in Los Angeles. So now my mama doesn't speak to me. She greets me with the list. Baby, this is yours. I just say, I'll take it, and I love you, but it's not my list. So I think initially it was hurtful, but at the same time I had to tighten up my relationship with God and in my prayer and say, you know what, you got me, I deserve this, I put in the work, I'm 50, so I'm all right with it. So I said, Mama, I love you, I'm gonna go ahead and go, but I'll talk to you later. Okay. She took it personally, but at the same time I don't get the support. But I tell myself, you know what, the negative people, I don't need that support, be it father, mother, friends, whoever they may be. I don't need that. I need the people that God's putting in my vein, and those are people that we encounter that are a lot like us on the road of entrepreneurship. And we call ourselves 50 and unfinished. He's 54 and I'm 50, and we're just now getting to a place where we're in environments like this. He plays the heck out of percussions. I'm learning to sing jazz vocals, and I do poetry, and I started with Miss Montana. My first show was called Isle of J's and Not Typical Church Folk. Now I'm on my 5th year at another station. So yeah, God does this, but at the same time, it's all right for them to do what they want to do, as long as I know my calling and my purpose and what I need to do. So I stay on track that way.
Thank you so much.
Listen, you guys, what we have to do, because hey, who knew that the conversation would be this good, right? No, we knew, we did know. So listen, what I'm going to do is, we had a round of which one has to go. We're going to do one round of that, and then unfortunately, we're going to just combine our last 2 segments into one, okay? So we'll do one round of which one has to go. It's real cool, y'all. The which celebrity activist has to go. We have Common, we have David Banner, or Colin Kirkpatrick. Leave me alone. I don't know these people.
Cap can go.
You say Cap can go. Cap go.
I feel like he can go because he didn't make a statement until he got kicked out of his job. It wasn't a big deal until he...
No, Briggs.
This is opinion based. This is opinion based.
Nah, it was a little different than that, Briggs.
I understand why he got kicked out of his job. Kicked out of his job making a statement. No, you asked me, and I'm going to give you my opinion. He got kicked out of his job for making the statement.
He was doing that
when it got
whole year. They didn't start attention to it until he opted out of his contract. He didn't want to play.
Great, and that is great. I don't watch sports. I did not know. So what I'm saying is, I didn't see him doing that. I didn't see his name until after he got fired. And that's the point. I don't know the history until he got fired. It wasn't a big deal until he got fired.
Wow.
Why wasn't it a big deal before he got fired?
Wow.
Explain that. Why wasn't it a big deal before he got fired?
Number one, Kaepernick was doing activism when he was in college. You didn't hear about it because it wasn't publicized.
Him and his wife.
The number one reason they didn't bring attention to it because they didn't want you to see it. But the only time he brought attention to it, because before he kneeled, what he was actually doing was sitting on a bench during the national anthem. That's what he was doing. He did it for games.
Reggie.
So what you don't understand is, don't speak on my boy Cam. Don't know it. Don't speak on him.
About we love this.
What you don't know.
My thing is, as far as getting publicized to people that don't follow sports, how is he that much of an activist?
Okay.
Right? Publicized to everyone, it's a full-on spectrum. I mean,
Hold tight.
No, I think so. You're asking if he's that big of an activist. Why wasn't it publicized? Just like Nipsey Hussle, I didn't know who he was until he died.
Right.
So they don't publicize what they don't want you to see or what they don't want you to know. It's just when
the
something
news will tell you
happens.
what you need to
there was
know.
something on Facebook and they said a black baby and. It really didn't have anything to do with the black baby. It was about a baby. Right. But they made sure they put black in there. Mm-hmm. And then when you go and read all the comments, you got all these black people, and they're making all these negative comments, but it's about a baby. So the media only shows you what they want you to.
Right. So other than kneeling, other than that part, what does he do?
What he does? You want to know what he does? Did you know before this happened? Did you know that he was giving 10% of his earnings back to the hood that he came from? Okay then. The point is, when he was in college, on top of that, before he even became a member of Kappa Alpha Psi, what he was doing in college, he was tutoring kids in college. Because I watched sports athletes because I was an athlete myself. So I watched them and I dig into them and I know this about him. So he's been doing it and putting in work for a long time.
He also supported the First Nations at the Standing Rock. He protested with us Native Americans to help not build the pipeline coming through the reservation.
Okay. We getting rid of TIS.
Yeah. Come on.
Say why? You have to say why. I had a little back and forth with Brother T.I. Like, this is what I understand. Like, if you come from the struggle, you say you from the hood or whatever, you're supposed to understand when you see younger dudes making other mistakes. Instead of trying to call people out and, like, you can't go to jail, go to the feds for guns, and then come on TV and try to act like you holier than thou. That's what get me about him. You can't be an activist one day, then you go back to your gangster shit the next day. You got to make up your mind, T.I. Where are you? Because you can't try to deflect from the fact that you've been in, what's the word when you cheat on your wife? I never did it. Yeah, I never did it, so I don't know the word. But but I'm saying you can't be like that. And the other guys that you got up here, they pretty upstanding guys. You know what I'm saying? Like the